Hey, what's up, everyone? Appreciate everyone hopping in, hanging out for a bit. Move that over a little bit. I think my light's a little bright, but hope everyone's having a great Saturday thus far. Just figured to hop on, do some Slay the Spire, chill, hang out. Anyone hops in, want to talk about anything pop culture related? I just as I was booting up the stream, I was kind of doing some searching because I heard some news on a Friday the 13th like game and potential movie. So I was kind of trying to look that up prior to booting up stream and didn't get a whole lot of details. It does sound like the Jason Universe people are putting together something for a new Friday the 13th game and movie. I saw the trailer to that like short that they're working on. That doesn't feel like necessarily something super for me, but overall more Friday the 13th and more Jason stuff is definitely good to have. So looking more to see if there's any more details on it other than just saying, hey, new game, new movie, but does feel like it's mostly just an announcement of stuff as opposed to actual details. I don't think we even know the style of the new game. Yeah, it says the only details that it's taking up most of the Jason Universe energy. Okay, so we don't even know if it's a multiplayer game or a single player game. Not really any details there. Obviously, I think both could work. I mean, something like Until Dawn worked really well for a single player experience, but I mean, Friday the 13th coming back as being like an online experience, I'd also be for that. I just kind of am afraid to buy something again because if you fool me once type of thing where you put something out and then the multiplayer gets pulled and then you don't have servers up, then you can't play the game anymore. It's like, I feel like you kind of got robbed of the experience, but talk about the Call Me Red episode. So, is that the latest Dexter episode 4? I surprisingly still need to watch it. I plan to watch it tonight, so I don't have the latest on it. I will put out a video review of it as soon as I do watch it. But I've heard great things thus far without getting much detail on it. I kind of know where the episode was headed with the whole Dexter. I mean, based off of if that's the title of episode 4, I'm assuming Dexter is going to be playing Red, the dark passenger, and going to this, Peter Dinklage event with all these serial killers. So I'm looking forward to watching. I just haven't been able to get around to it yet. So likely we'll watch it tonight and probably put the review up of it sometime over the next couple of days, I would say. So I'm a little late with that one, so apologize for that. But Brian, did you like the episode? I guess what are your thoughts on it without going to like too much details on stuff? So, but it sounded like good feedback thus far. I feel like the whole show people have really been praising. Not a spoiler, but Dexter's going to see the OG blood slides. Ooh. Okay. So I'm assuming maybe he goes to, I mean, this may be too revealing, but I'm getting the vibe based of what you said that he's going to go to Peter Dinklage's place and that's going to be one of the relics there. It's pretty good. Okay. I'll have to check it out then. Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely going to, but it's nice that people really seem to be enjoying it. So I'll hopefully like the episode. I kind of have a feeling, I mentioned this before, I assume Batista's going to meet up with Harrison sometime in this episode. I don't know really what's going to come of that. It's still kind of early in the season, but that's the vibes I also got. So I don't know. I'm kind of curious when Dexter and Harrison actually will cross paths. Are we going to are we going to go the entire season and then maybe like the last episode or two they finally interact? But we'll see. But yeah, looking forward to it. And the entire season thus far has been pretty solid, so I kind of expect that to continue until proven otherwise. But yeah, I don't see really much detail on the Friday the 13th stuff outside of just saying new game and not even a date or anything. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense if they just had an announcement, but kind of strange they wouldn't announce that during Friday the 13th. They waited for Comic-Con to do it, but maybe they wanted multiple things to do because I guess they announced like the toy line during Friday the 13th and the whole short film as well that we finally saw some footage of. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, I mean, more Jason is always good. I'm just gonna hold out some hope for if it's a multiplayer asymmetrical game. Those have lasted a very short amount of time, so I'm a little weary if we do it again. But I really enjoyed the first one. They just couldn't continue to support it for a few reasons. So, but I also, speaking of Dexter, they had a. I don't think there really was much to talk about. They had some presence at Comic-Con as well. They trying to think of everyone that was there. It was Dexter, Clyde Phillips, like Kristen Ritter, I think, and James Remar. So a lot of the cast, the kid who plays, forgot his name, but the kid who plays Harrison. So seemed like a good time. Obviously less announcements this time compared to last year. I think that's really when I started covering Dexter on the channel, was last Comic-Con when we got the announcement of Resurrection and Original Sin coming out. So it's cool to have them kind of in the spotlight though, and being like relevant with stuff at Comic-Con. But I don't think they really had much to talk about other than just having like probably fan appreciation for them to be there. So, but we'll see. I'm curious how long really Resurrection plans to go for at this point. Like I'm assuming, I don't know. I mean, could they make it like 5 seasons? Could it last that long? Maybe it depends on like how well the first seasons perform, but this one is like knocking it out of the park. So I don't think it's far-fetched to say like 5 seasons of Resurrection. And it does seem like Michael C. Hall and like that whole group really are into it now. So we'll see if that continues or not. Hey Chris, how's it going, man? Hope you're having a great weekend. Have I seen the new sequel to Happy Gilmore? I guess what I did see that Eminem was in the sequel. There's a lot of cameos, it feels like. There's a lot of athletes. I thought I saw in the trailer. But I haven't watched Happy Gilmore 2 yet. I've heard it's like awful. What are the early let me look at the reviews for it. I've heard a lot of people didn't like it. Have you checked it out? And if so, did you wind up liking it? It's hard to do those like very comedic things way later on. As long as it gets some fat stacks. Yeah, that's my cynical side is that's like what brought Dexter back, is like, hey, I don't know if you guys realize this, but New Blood, before it tanked at the end, really was doing well. And that was, I feel like, a mistake to bring that show back for like 1 season. I haven't yet, but I'm going to watch it tonight. Okay. I mean, it actually doesn't look, Rotten Tomatoes got 67%, IMDb is 6.4, so it's not as bad as it sounded like everyone was saying. But it didn't seem like people were a fan of it from what I saw as far as the people I kind of watch and stuff. So I'll probably watch it at some point. I'm not necessarily going to like watch it like super soon, I don't think, because we do have stuff like Dexter and other stuff actively going on, but I'll watch it at some point. And I think I have to go into it kind of with the mentality not expecting it to be great, because then if it's good, awesome. But I think if you have too much hype for it, then you're probably going to be let down. But yeah, I mean, it's cool to have it back. It just feels like, how many times did we have a movie that there was like a 20-year gap between like one of them and the next one that really hit it out of the park? Especially comedies, I'll say. Like comedies has to be so challenging to do. I'm trying to think, because we had like the whole Dumb and Dumber they brought back. I didn't really like the follow-ups to those. I haven't done my review for episode 4 yet. I was telling Bayan that I plan to watch it tonight, and hopefully we'll have the review out sometime in the next couple of days. I know I'm a little behind with that one, but it sounds like, from just not having watched it yet, that people really dug it. So I imagine it's probably solid as well. Did you watch it yet, Chris? Or do you need to catch up on that one as well? I love the episode. It really hits me like, wow, it's a crazy episode. Okay. As I was mentioning earlier in the stream, I kind of feel like I know the direction they're going based off of how episode 3 ended. But I still think the direction, while it won't be surprising, I think it'll be like fun interactions. I'm imagining we probably finally get our like new casts for this season in this next episode. But yeah, a lot of stuff coming out. I mean, as I said, it is Comic-Con timing, so definitely that time of year for like announcements and reveals and like launches for stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to more Dexter. I'm curious if we're gonna get like final dates on like Original Sin at some point, but that's probably too early for them to have shared that during Comic-Con. But yeah, anything else before jumping into some like game stuff? Any Comic-Con news that I'm not aware of? Let me see. Anything big that we got? Yeah, I don't see a whole lot. It probably depends on what people are interested in. I did not to go down like the anime side of things, but I don't know if I'll wind up doing an actual review for it, but I wound up grabbing the My Hero Academia Bakugo figure and opened it up finally, put it together a little bit, but pretty cool cool guy as far as a collectible. So I still have the little like sleeve on his waist there, but these are insanely hard to like put on, like the hands plus the little blast attacks, but pretty cool figure to have. I'll just have to grab probably the Deku at some point to go along with him, but he's a cool guy. So decent, feels like a line to pick up if people are interested in the My Hero Academia side of things. Let me while we're talking, I'll boot up some Slay the Spire as well here. All right. Switch over. I feel like I always adjust the audio so many times that I'm like, when I come back, I don't know if the volumes are too high, but it looks like that's probably okay. I also debate playing music instead of having like audio for this game because it's not like the audio is super important to the gameplay. All right. Yeah, I don't think there really is a whole lot else to share that I noticed for Comic-Con, but if anyone has anything that they want to talk about or they think is worth calling out, let me know. Was it you, Chris? Somebody was going to go see Fantastic Four, I think yesterday. It sounds like that movie has performed well thus far. I'm probably not going to see it. I feel like I'm a little bit superheroed out at this point, but I've heard pretty good things thus far from people, so I imagine it's probably a good movie. Yeah, you did check it out. What'd you think of it? Did you like it? All right, let me switch over to the screen. All right, what's the daily today? Ironclad, start with 5 copies of a card. You may ignore the paths. And resting costs 5 health. People have been saying it's a good movie. Yeah, that's what I've heard. What are the... Just out of curiosity, let me see what the reviews on that one are. Fantastic Four review. Rotten Tomatoes has an 88%. What about on IMDb? Does it say that anywhere? .6. It's a respectable score. I don't know if it's like too early for it to be accurate. 87% from the critics, 93% from audience. That's, I mean, pretty solid from both parties there. But I mean, if I was still like interested in those kind of movies, I would probably go see it and probably have a good time. But superheroes, we've kind of done a little bit too much. Also, Pedro Pascal, I feel like, is in everything. He's kind of like the Chris Pratt now, where it's like he doesn't need to play every character. But I imagine it's a good movie. It's just not something I need to like run out and go see. All right. Let me switch over to this. Hopefully volume levels are good for folks. We'll probably do the daily climb. Why not? It's 5 cards of a single card. Pretty much don't rest, and I can go anywhere pathwise. What'd you think of Know What You Did last summer? So I did a review on that one actually. So if you're interested, definitely check it out. But I'm happy to share my thoughts here too. I think it depends what you went into the movie wanting. I think if you went into the movie having seen the other ones and knowing kind of what to expect as far as quality, because honestly, I watched the original one a couple days prior to seeing the new one just because I wanted to refresh myself on it. I didn't watch the second or third one, but I watched the original. And after watching it, I was kind of like, it's not really a great movie. And I was kind of afraid of going to see the new one being like, if it's more of that, I'm not sure I really am pumped to see it. I really enjoy like mystery, like whodunit, trying to figure out who the killer is kind of things. But I just feel like the first one was kind of bland. And I feel like the whole fisherman thing is kind of a lazy choice. But either way, I liked some parts about the new one. But for the most part, I would probably say if you're thinking about it too much, then there's a lot of holes to be had. Like one of the things I mentioned in my review, I wasn't interested in whodunit. That's fair. One of the things I mentioned in my review is you have like scenes where the protagonists, or I mean, some of these characters aren't super likable, but one of the protagonists is on top of like one of the killers, like has them pretty much dead to rights. And they even do like a scene where he spits at the camera trying to do like a cool effect. And then the next thing we see that with that character, they're now on the ground being chased by the killer. And it's like, how did we get from that, like that point to that point? Did we like cut out a scene or something? And a lot of the dialogue was super cheesy, but it's kind of what you'd expect. Like most of the lines by Jennifer Love Hewitt were super cheesy. And I was expecting more like Final Destination. Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of sequencing on the kills. I guess the one where the podcaster got chased around a little bit, but for the most part, like there wasn't a lot of build up to when people died. I guess maybe the boyfriend in the car, but that was pretty quick as soon as we saw the threat. But I didn't really personally love it a whole lot, but I don't have like the attachment to that franchise. And I think if you're like going for like a fun time just to like not take it too seriously, I think you could have a good time with it. But by no means would I ever say it's like one of my favorites or anything like that. It's definitely lower tier for me. And if you think about a lot of the scenes a little bit harder, it's like, that doesn't work that well. I think they were trying to be funny in a lot of moments too that didn't fully hit for me. But I don't know. I'm kind of curious. I don't think it's performed super well in the box office. Granted, I don't imagine like the budget was super high. So with that in mind, based off how it ended, they're definitely teasing a sequel. Would they move forward with the sequel if it hasn't like performed super well? I don't know. We'll have to see with that one. Because I would assume if you have an original one that doesn't do great, you kind of have to assume the sequel is not going to like outperform it. So we'll see if they wind up doing more with the franchise. I feel like they try to be Scream a little bit too hard, but aren't Scream, in my opinion. The new sequel, I Know What You Did Last Summer, was kind of devising how to rate this movie. Yeah, I mean, Chris, you the score I gave is right with you on that one. And I keep in mind that like I'm a little bit, I don't want to say harsher, but I use the entire like spectrum of numbers a little bit more than a lot of people, because a lot of people are like, oh, average movie, that's a 7. I'm like, well, problem you do that is like every movie's a 7 through 10, and like 1 through 5 at least never get used. So I would say 5 being average. I think it was an average movie to me. By into your point, I think I went for like a Tuesday, like $5 type of movie, so I was fine spending $5 on it, but I can understand being a little bit regretful. That's partially why I see like the cheaper show times is that, you know, if it winds up being something you don't super love, you don't feel like as bad about going because it just was a thing to do, fun to get out of the house type of activity. Yeah, they were trying a little bit too hard to be funny for sure. I feel like the tone was a little bit all over the place. Like there's serious scenes where people are dying and we're like talking about some pretty deep topics of like PTSD and things like that. Then we're like cracking jokes. But as I said, that's kind of what the original one was too. So I think if you expected much different, I'm not sure why, but as I said, I mean, did you either of you guys like the original like couple movies? Or are you fans of the franchise in general, or like they were very average to me? Like I remember watching them growing up. I probably liked Urban Legend more than I Know What You Did Last Summer. Both were kind of the same, a little bit silly slasher movies, but I think Urban Legend was one I liked a little more at least. But yeah, I don't think the jokes landed like super hard for me. Then also at the end, you get the girl who like falls over like the boat after getting like hooked, and she's like, I'm just gonna walk to the beach and eat some food afterwards. And just, survivability was a little bit kind of hard to believe. But they're not going for super serious. They're going to like entertain you essentially. So I don't know. The hot widow scene. Oh yeah. Yeah, what was her name? Blanking her name. I just did the review. Yeah, it also was a little bit silly, over the top, where it's like, oh, this is my engagement party with this guy. Then a year later, oh, this is now the new guy I'm with. So I get that would maybe like separate them a little bit, but having her be with another guy like immediately a year later, I don't know. But not meant to be taken super seriously. I think that's the issue, is that it's hard to judge it if that's not really what they were trying. It was also kind of weird the route they went with Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character. I feel like I would have preferred if we stuck with the Stevie, I think her name was. I would have preferred if we stuck with her character's like finale. I think adding on the Freddie Prinze Jr. stuff and how that all ended with like going back to shore, and then one of the things I pointed out, I don't know why, I don't think I've seen anybody mention this in the reviews that I've watched, but when I was watching it in theaters, you have the main girl, our protagonist, who is in the bar at the end, and obviously spoilers here, so if you haven't watched I Know What You Did Last Summer and you're worried about that, keep this in mind. But if you're not worried, the biggest gripe I had at the end of the movie that I haven't seen mentioned by anybody, she's in the bar with him, and she has the realization, like, oh, he has the scratch on him that I gave him earlier in the movie when he takes his jacket off. And then she's going to leave, and she goes to the door and tries to push it, and it's apparently locked. I don't know. He may have had a key to it or something. It's a little bit weird that she couldn't just find a way to open it, but maybe he locked her in. Well, then he, like, has his interaction with her, and then Jennifer Love Hewitt shows up at the bar, and I'm pretty sure she goes in that same exact door and just opens it from the outside. So I don't know. Small details like that like matter to me at times, where it's like, how is that the door she was trying to get out of but couldn't? But then she shows up at the scene and immediately just opens it and just barges in. I don't know if that's like one of those things they didn't expect you to like think about too much, but it was weird that she was like locked in, but then when our other protagonist shows up, they can just rush in and help. I don't know. It was a little... You shouldn't think about it too much, I feel like. It's just kind of meant to be a fun time. I've not seen Death Screams, Chris. Is that a slasher, or what's the plot of that one? All right, we will boot this up and continue chatting, but run through some Slay the Spire stuff. Okay, I mean, it's not the worst starter card. And we can pick every path because that's one of our modifiers, so we can pretty much just coast through a lot of this, honestly. But yeah, I was probably overly critical when I got out of I Know What You Did Last Summer, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what, this movie's not meant to be taken seriously. It just really depends on your thought process. There was also like an endless amount of jump scares in that movie. Like they try to be very loud in like the theater. I'm curious how well that does at like somebody's home watching experience, but in the theater, whenever they're trying to build tension, they would just do like the flashback to the cliff scene, and then there'd just be like a loud thud that would hit you. And it's like, all right, how many pop-up scares do we need to like indulge in before they get a little bit old? Like I feel like when you do too many jump scares, they kind of lose their value because you're just kind of expecting it. So they kind of relied a lot on jump scares, I'll say. Hey, Eli, how's it going, man? Appreciate you, Eli. Yeah, anyone hopping in, always appreciate the support. Anyone wants to like and sub. Trying to get to 500 subs, as you can see on the goal there. The higher goal would be 1,000, would be awesome. But for now, we got to take our time to get there. So 500 is what we're trying to get to at this point. Yeah, I know, JDev. I actually thought about it. I was like, I'm going to go live and I'm going to get a canceled remark. I plan to watch the episode tonight, though, so I will finally do so and give it a review. And then I can also finally watch other people's, because I feel reluctant to like watch other reviews until I do mine. But I know, I think it sounded like you were not alone with others in the chat that they really enjoyed this past episode. Tonight is the night. It could be the night. I mean, it should be. I need to watch it. I don't know really what we're trying to get in this run. I don't know if we need a whole lot. We have an insane amount of blocks, so maybe something to help with that. JDev and Eli, did you see the whole like? I mentioned it earlier in the stream, but the news with like Friday the 13th. I tried to look up some stuff about it. I know we're getting a new game, but there's like no details on it, and there's talk of a movie as well. I know they have that like little mini short movie that they're doing with like, was it like Apple Orchards or something like that? That I'm not as interested in. They gave a little bit of a like sneak peek of a trailer for that one. I feel like short movies, it's like, well, are you just trying to do this for like promotional material? Which it does feel that way. All right, we can kind of just fly through this since we can choose any path we want. I guess a regular defend we'll get rid of. We'll fight in the lead. I was going to say maybe we just don't fight anybody, but then we'll never get any good relics or cards to throw on there. Top 50 favorite TV shows all time, except for next Saturday. Members can watch it now. Nice. Yeah, anybody who's interested in TV and stuff, definitely check out JDev's channel as well. But top 50, I feel like originally that sounded like a bit of a daunting number, but then when you like actually do the math in your head, you're like, oh, actually, yeah, that would be on the list. I do think the part that I would pause on would be like placement, but you heard about the Friday the 13th stuff? Yeah, I mean, I am kind of surprised they didn't wind up doing it on Friday the 13th, but Comic-Con is also a place that makes sense. I also feel like we didn't really get any tangible news as far as I could tell. Like, there's not dates or anything or details. Like, they're just like, we're working on a game, so get excited. I can't tell you what it's about or even if it's multiplayer or single player, but ooh, this could be a tough fight. This could be a tough fight. Well, we might as well do that. I don't know if there's been any other major announcements from Comic-Con as far as I can tell. Especially not like horror related things. Normally Marvel has like a huge presence. I don't know if they've really put out much. Like, what is it? Hall H is like the big showcase room that they do stuff in. I need to watch my health. Oh, but if I heal, I don't really want to actually. So I guess we'll upgrade. I don't think we should fight another elite. Kind of low in health. Not that this is really any better. The stupid Dexter panel still's on YouTube, just a few clips. I don't know, like I was talking about that earlier too, like they aren't really announcing anything, I imagine. I feel like it's probably just an interactive like way to engage with the cast members and the creators and then ask questions and promote the show. Because I don't think there's nothing I can really think of that would be like major news that they would announce. Like, I don't think it's anything like last year was, where they had like, hey, we got 2 new shows that we've have plans for that we haven't told you anything about thus far. But it's cool if they're there promoting stuff. Stay here. That would be major news. I don't think they would give us that though. I think they would just surprise us. I feel like honestly, as bad as it sounds, like if we get to a point where they do bring Hannah back, I would kind of be worried, because I think in general that would probably mean that the show is like run out of ideas, because I don't think that that's like high on their priority list. So I think if they get to that point, I'm a little afraid of like what led us there, honestly. But yeah, I expect the panel is probably just like promoting the show and stuff. I guess we'll upgrade. I mean, we do have a lot of block. This guy kind of is like the block boss to face. I'll hold that, I guess. Is that worth playing? I think so. Let's see what we got here. Well, that's an easy choice. Chris was talking Happy Gilmore earlier. I know, Jada, I think I saw you gave it like a 1.5. I think you're one of the examples that I thought of when I said it seemed like people did not like it. But I haven't seen it yet either, so I can't speak to it, but it sounded like the first impressions from people weren't like super high. Keep 1, lose 3 forever will be Margot Robbie. Nice. I'm trying to think what would be her movies. I know Wolf of Wall Street's like one of your top tiers, so I'm assuming that's... Oh, this is gonna hurt too. Do we have any chance of doing anything with this? I mean, we could apply weak, I guess. It was all over the place. Happy Gilmore. I mean, that's kind of what I expect with like modern Adam Sandler, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like he just has like cameos all over the place, and it's just like, okay, that didn't have any relevancy, but awesome. I think we do that. Parts seem Looney Tune-ish, but you love cartoons. You should love that, right? We're gonna get kind of close on health here. What's a smarter move here? Probably blocking. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's kind of... I feel like modern Adam Sandler is a little bit Looney Tune-ish. I think he, in some ways, lost some of his super high charm a while ago. Like, how many people would say their favorite Adam Sandler movie came out in the last 20 years? I think everyone's favorites like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison, Big Daddy, The Waterboy. Like all like the old ones. Barricade could work. But with your Margot Robbie, I'm thinking... I mean, Wolf of Wall Street, anything maybe Harley Quinn related could be a good tie-in. These all kind of suck. Yeah, I think we have to pick this, but I don't really want to. It's just the best of the bad options. I forgot we can go anywhere, so it doesn't really matter which path we take. You hate all cartoons? But have you given them enough of a chance? That's what I'll ask you. I can't do any damage. I should have played the barricade. That would have been smart. This is not our good matchup here, honestly. I think we just do that. Yikes. Margot Robbie will be Babylon, Barbie, Suicide Squad, and Wolf of Wall Street. Well, as I said, I know what your answer is, which is Wolf of Wall Street. Keeping one, losing three forever. So I've never seen Babylon, so I feel like that one's an easy one not to keep for me. I don't even know if I've ever, like, what is Babylon about? Barbie, I didn't really like. I know a lot of people really appreciated it, but it wasn't for me. Suicide Squad. Is she in both of them, or is she just in the first? Like, there's the one with Will Smith, and then there's the later one with, like, Sylvester Stallone as the shark. Is she in both of those? I'm feeling like for some reason that she is, but that seems kind of strange. She's in both? Okay. So which Suicide Squad then? Or is the Suicide Squad telling of which one it is? I'm not sure which title that one refers to. Probably the first one. I did not like the first one. The second one was fine, but it's also kind of to the point where I was mostly over superhero stuff. I want Inflame, that's for sure. Okay, got that. I don't know if I want anything else. Should we just try to avoid picking up anything else? Impatience actually works. Honestly, I don't really love any of those. These Suicide Squad's the second one by James Gunn. What's the first one called? Just Suicide Squad? There's no duh, maybe? Of those, I mean, I've never seen Babylon. I didn't like Barbie. Can I just... Oh, he's gonna have 1 health, I think, here. Yeah, we're just gonna throw that there, finally. Right, know that. Okay. I'm not as high on Wolf of Wall Street as some people. The Suicide Squad was definitely better than the first one. Had a lot of good parts in it. Like the scene where they're like going on the beach and stuff and they're like all dying and stuff. That was kind of a fun inclusion. But cancel. I mean, I may take Wolf of Wall Street over the Suicide Squad because that, I mean, Wolf of Wall Street kind of does more than the Suicide Squad does. the Suicide Squad is kind of one note. It does the Deadpool thing where it's like anti-heroes. Should we take another one of those? Sure. So I may side with you and say Wolf of Wall Street just for something unique. I think the Wolf of Wall Street, it kind of loses me throughout that movie. Like, I don't know, I think the second half kind of like dips. I don't really care what happens to Leo at some point. I guess that's fair. That was one of our first movies too, wasn't it? Wolf of Wall Street. I don't think I knew of her prior to that, so I'm imagining it's probably one of her first ones. I don't like any of these cards. Let's see what you got. Well, yeah, we'll take Juggernaut actually, and we'll upgrade these all. I mean, Whirlwind may be the better. Well, there's only one enemy. It doesn't really matter. But, I mean, I actually, thinking of characters in that movie, I think Jonah Hill is probably one of the better actors in that movie. Is that worth pulling at this point? I don't think so. I think we'll just skip with that. But I feel like, I mean, Jonah Hill is pretty diverse in the roles he's taken. Like, it's the same guy who does, like, something serious, but then also something super goofy. So I think he's kind of underrated. Although, I don't know if there's, like, a lot recently that I've watched him in. He also, I feel like, has fluctuated his weight so dramatically, and it's kind of impressive. Probably a little bit dangerous, but kind of impressive. It's not enough to defeat him, but it's pretty close. We're probably gonna have to heal before we wind up going to the boss fight. Yeah, let's do it. JDev, who would you say is your favorite actor these days? I think that's something maybe I'll do at some point. It's like ranking top actors. Mine's definitely changed over time, I would say. Maybe Reaper. Sure. I feel like for a long time, like, Denzel was my answer because I did really like Remember the Titans and, I don't know, like Training Day, other stuff he has serious roles in. Let's take on another elite. But honestly, I think my answer now, this is, I don't know, is this a hot take? I think my answer may be Elijah Wood. Dang. Kind of wanted that later. And the only reason I say that is because, like, of my favorite things, like Lord of the Rings he's in, Over the Garden Wall he's in. I don't really love him in Yellow Jackets, but he's in that. What else is he in? The Faculty. One of my favorite sci-fi horror movies. Nice. So it's hard not to say someone like Elijah Wood just because of the fact when I think about it, he covers so many classics for me. You like him in Yellow Jackets? Oh, pointless. Yeah. Okay, well, that's way different. Yeah, I think that's partially why I don't love him in that. It's like, what's your role here? Other than like, I like you as Elijah Wood. Like, what's the value of your character? I'm hoping maybe in the next season they'll do something, but I feel like he was just like a red herring this entire last season. But I don't know. It seems a little bit weird we don't utilize him, because why introduce him as a character in season 2 if in season 3 you're kind of just gonna like ignore him for the most part? It's kind of what they did with what's his name, Jeff, Shauna's husband. I feel like he kind of got ignored in this past season, but his makes a little more sense because I feel like the first season had him involved the most because he was the one that did the whole like pretending to blackmail them. Was he in, are you thinking of the monkey, Elijah Wood? Or was it in Death of a Unicorn? I'm thinking of the monkey though. He's like briefly in it when he's playing like the stepfather role. Okay, I assume it was maybe the monkey. When Theo James's kid is with his mom and Elijah Wood. But you had the right idea. I mean, that was another example. That's kind of like, that one was at least a little bit funny because it wasn't like, he wasn't in the entire season of something. He was just in like a 5-minute scene, if that even. So that one I can forgive a little bit more, but he wasn't likable that much there either. So definitely there's moments where I feel like the characters that give him, like, I don't really care for you, but normally when he's a main character, I feel like I really enjoy him. If that, I mean, that's pretty accurate. Frodo, Wirt, I think is his name in Over the Garden Wall. And what's the guy's name in The Faculty? I don't know if I fully remember that one. Zeke? No, Zeke is Josh Hartnett's character. Elijah Wood is best in The Good Son. I feel like I've seen that before, but it's been so long. Because that's the one with him and Macaulay Culkin, right? When they're like, one's demonic. Casey, that's what it was. Yeah, you're right. But it's been a long time since I've watched The Good Son. We're just gonna, well, actually we kind of are fully blocked for the most part. How much block do you get? Oh, that's just too much. Well. Do we want pummel? We do have one thing to give us strength, but it's not really that great yet, so probably not. Maybe battle trance, sure. Actually, let's take you. Okay. Jadev, what's your favorite animated thing? If you had to choose one thing that, despite hating it so much, it's kind of like if you asked me, like, what's your favorite country song? Because I don't really listen to it, but I assume that's not going to actually give me an attack. Yeah, I thought so. That was a bit of a waste of a first turn. I debated playing Shrug It Off first, but I don't know if that would have done a whole lot. Every defend card is here. Take Impervious, since we do need more defend cards now. Not this turn, though. Debating if there's any point in doubling up Bash, or should we wait for something else? I think we'll wait on it. South Park or Beavis and Butthead? I haven't watched South Park since 2000. That's fair. I wasn't really into Beavis and Butthead. I feel like... which one, I guess? I think... Which one is the one with the lighter hair or darker hair? I think you get them mixed up sometimes, but... One of them I feel like just scared me. They looked terrifying. Nice. Yeah, we'll take that. I don't know if I can afford to play it, though, unfortunately. But South Park I really enjoyed. I haven't watched South Park in years, but I've watched it after 2000 for sure. I probably stopped watching South Park around like the pandemic timing. Have I not gotten to Barricade yet? Don't I have that in my... Am I losing it? I thought I had Barricade. Oh, he took it, obviously. Oh, well, if he took it, I'm not going to be able to play it this turn, so... That's okay. All right, I think this is the time, probably. Could use that now, but maybe we don't need to. Have you seen the horror movie called Iced? I have not. I've not even heard of it, if I'm being honest. What's that one about? That was my best move, unfortunately. It's an old classic. What subgenre would you say it falls under? Also, am I gonna die? Need to think this through here, honestly. Okay, that may wind up saving me at some point. But no, I don't think I've even heard of it. Probably Barricade now. Oh, that one hurts. Having Impervious get past definitely hurts. Big attack. Well, actually not as much as I thought it may be. But Chris, what is Iced about? I'm trying to think with that title, what that even would likely be. It's 48 damage worth it. Let's get some blocks just in case. Well, not doing much damage, but neither is he. Horror crime 1989 movie. 89. Is there anyone famous in it? Or like, I guess horror back then probably didn't use a whole lot of like celebrities. Like very well-known celebrities. 89. Ooh, what do we want here? Take the bark. I'll quickly browse. I'll check it out. Let's see. Iced, you said? Ski resort being stalked and murdered by a masked killer. Seems like kind of a whodunit-ish. Definitely slasher. Did somebody get killed with an icicle? That kind of looks like that's maybe what happens. I don't think I know any of the people in it, but honestly, sometimes I prefer that. Doesn't seem like it was super well reviewed, but that doesn't mean a lot with horror, especially. I feel like typically gets dogged on. At least it used to. It's kind of changing, but would have been nice to hit everybody with that because it was +8, but these guys I feel like I normally don't care about, but you actually have to be a little careful because they could make your entire draw pile these, so then you never draw anything. So let's try to kill one of you. But no, I never heard of Iced. Seems like the plot could be something I enjoy. 2v1, I mean, Demon Form doesn't do a whole lot for me. We're like blocking a lot. We just really need to attack now. Or not. We'll just hang out. Yeah, let's just pop that. Nice. Having the Reaper is kind of a nice counter to not healing because I don't want to lose max health. We are on the final act though, so who are we facing? Time Eater. Impervious, I always prefer to like draw that after barricade. So we're just gonna sit on it. Although we're probably not gonna cycle through our deck in this fight. Nice. Nice. Okay. Let's swap those out. Take Heavy Blade. Ooh, that would have been nice to grab. That's okay. Sure, we'll face an elite. Actually, well, actually may not be a good thing. I was thinking maybe corruption barricade would go well together, but at the same time, that would not be great because you would only get one cycle of your blocks. So if you had a long fight, it could be kind of tough. Do I want to cycle through? We'll just hit barricade. So then we have it ready now. Build up a little bit of block before this guy kind of becomes a nightmare. We have not done enough damage to this guy. Yikes. Okay. Should we do Distilled Chaos? Sure. Oh, did I draw Heavy Blade? I was like, I'm gonna play it, but I'm pretty sure something else happened first, which led to me drawing it. Have you seen the trailer of Scream 1950 on YouTube before? I have not. Is that actually a thing, or is that like a fan-made thing? This guy's kind of cooking me right now. I need to play Reaper this fight, hopefully. Although we're not going to probably be able to. Yikes. Okay. Are we gonna die here? Hmm. 84 twice kills him. I mean, 21 twice gets me a lot of health, but then I'm going to lose it all back. You should check it out. Okay. Scream 1950. Is that like as if Scream took place in 1950, or is it actually some dated piece of media? I'm assuming it's something somebody filmed and then it just happens to be called that. Maybe it takes place back then. Let's upgrade. We do, I kind of forgot, we do get to heal when we come here, so kind of worthwhile. I don't have the greatest cards, but that's probably okay. After that last elite fight, I'm a little reluctant to face any of them. I mean, I guess we'll just... No, we'll take a defend out. It'd be nice to have some damage with our block, but I don't think we're going to get that at this point. It's a pretty interesting trailer. All right, yeah, I'll definitely check that one out. Yeah, we'll go here. This guy should be okay. Okay. I think we're set up okay for this fight overall. We'll hold on the impervious. Do I want another one? No. We kind of need to attack this guy. We'll do that. Can I just do whirlwind? I think probably. If I play in flame then whirlwind, that'll set me up for next turn. Well, I was hoping that I would get some better cards than that. Let's see if we can draw one. It's probably better, but how much better? Have you seen the Sweet Revenge trailer? Yeah, I did watch that one. Talked about it a little bit. It's like just a... Oh, we did get Body Slam. It's just for a short story movie. It seemed interesting. Like, it was more or less fine, but I'd rather have like a full movie, which it seems like that one is more so just promoting Jason as being kind of back in this new Jason universe type of style. Yeah, we'll grab that. But I'll probably watch it, but it's not as much as I was hoping for. But then again, I wasn't really expecting much, because with the actual Friday the 13th that passed, they didn't give us anything, so I didn't really have any expectations. Okay. Decent start. Really need to get barricade. Okay, now... Yeah, let's try to block most of it. Problem with Demon Form is it just costs so much to play. And I probably should play 4 cards next turn. Okay, this would be the time for Impervious. Maybe hit both of those, a Flex into a Whirlwind. Let's do it. I mean, if there was ever a time to play Demon Form, it's now. So, there's that. Rage actually could have been a smart move, combining that with Barricade. You would just build up a ton of block. Well, it's a little late for that card. You watched the 5 Nights at Freddy's 2 trailer on YouTube. I haven't watched it. I'm gonna check it out later tonight. Oh, you're talking about the Jason Universe stuff? Yeah, I did. I also watched the FNAF 2 trailer. I never saw the first one. I am familiar with FNAF as a game. Ooh. but I never saw the first movie. It seemed like it was a bit mixed on if people liked it or they didn't like it, depending on like how, like kind of what you were expecting going into it. Feels weird because I feel like FNAF in some ways is like directed towards like the younger audience, but at the same time, yeah, we'll grab that. Although I double at this point doesn't do much. At the same time, that younger audience is now like grown up, so it's kind of an older audience as well. All right, here we go. That, into that. Could grab Pummel, sure. Isn't Billy from Scream franchise coming in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 with Stu? So he was, yeah, he was, what, wasn't he the bad guy in the first FNAF? As I said, I didn't see the first one, but Matthew Lillard, I'm pretty sure, is the villain in the first one, which I think he's probably in the sequel too. He's kind of had a resurgence in like the horror community with Scream and FNAF. All right, so we got the daily done. How do we do compared to... I don't feel like we went really fast, so I don't imagine we did that well. Yeah, 243. I mean, it could be worse. All right, do we want to play any with just the main game? Yeah, we'll do maybe at least one. We've been streaming only for like an hour. Should we go? We'll go defect. Take a relic. Okay, so trying to spend money early on. Showtime doesn't really have much beyond Dexter at this point, do they? Like active shows? I can't imagine they do. I mean, obviously there's like the combination with them and Paramount and CBS and all that stuff, but like traditional Showtime, I don't think there's much that they actively have. I feel like when like Dexter was like ending, they were trying to do the whole Ray Donovan thing. I guess Yellow Jackets is the other one, but I don't know when Dexter ends. Are they gonna have like a downtime at the like second half of this year from like August on? Because I think they renewed Yellow Jackets, but it won't be back for, I imagine, another like year or two. I don't know, all the streaming services, I feel like, have their go-to stuff that kind of keeps you from totally leaving them. Like I was going to say, Peacock, I feel like doesn't have a whole lot, but they do have like NBC stuff, and like I know a lot of football is going to that, which people can't live without. They tried to do Halo, which was not great. I never watched it, but I obviously, since it was canceled, feedback wasn't that great. You've read all the books of Dexter before watching Resurrection. Some of the books are peak. I have... Are they... I think they may be in the other room. I have most of them. I think the last one I have is Dexter is Dead, I want to say. I think I have all of the books except for the last one, if I recall. Which, I mean, I read through them, but I feel like the show for me is much better than the books. I mean, after the first book, they kind of just go in different directions. But I enjoyed reading them, but I don't think they're as good as the show was. But I may be kind of biased because I feel like I typically prefer like shows over like written media. You have Dexter Dreamily, that book. Okay. Yeah, all the titles I couldn't even tell you because they're all like very similar. It's like Dexter's Delicious, Darkly Dexter. They're like every combination with Dexter with a word that begins with a D is like used in any of the titles that they have. This is probably gonna hurt a little bit. And again. But I mean, the book came first, so I have to appreciate the source material in that aspect also. It's interesting the direction that they took, because while the book and season 1 have the same plot with like the ice truck killer or whatever, they even within the book and the first season end it differently. They have different characters survive. They have different characters become recurring characters. I mean, I don't know if anyone overly cares about book spoilers, but there's a couple that come to mind within that first book where I'm like, that was done differently. Darkly Dreaming Dexter. Yeah, I mean, all of them, as I said, the titles for them all kind of blend together for me. Like if you said, hey, what's the name of the third one? I'd be like, I don't know. Delicious Dexter. Like they all have very similar titles. I don't know if I really wanted to go this way. I chose to, but also kind of forgot if I was going to do the heart, he would have been good to fight. Yeah, this one's going to hurt too. That's the downside with this character against like multiple enemies. It feels like you spread out the damage just right in a way that doesn't actually help you. If you had to choose which was your favorite Peak of Dexter, we're gonna have to choose Dexter is Dead. I think that's the last one I have. Which I don't know. I think I stopped during reading that one. So I don't know if I finished Dexter is Dead. That one too, I have like, I think all of them I pretty much have like in the smaller sized like paperback, and that one I got like around when it came out. So that one I have in like hardcover. So it looks a little bit like different from the rest, but I think that one I stopped reading during it. That's not gonna be it. Well, yeah, it will after he's vulnerable. Problem is it's gonna make him stronger. Still do it, yeah. Chris, I know we were when you first. I think when the first stream you jumped in, we played some Resident Evil 7. I am planning on playing 8 at some point soon. I actually debated playing it tonight, but my wrist has been bothering me a little bit. I'm like, let me avoid maybe first-person shooter game, but I am kind of antsy to jump into it and continue Ethan's story because I have actually never played 8. I just bought it during the Steam sale. I've heard a little bit about like the plot and stuff, so I have a general idea of the direction, but each specific like scene and stuff, I'm not going to be expecting things. I don't normally take that, but we kind of do need health. Can we beat you without dying? We'll go for the remove a card. Who's our... Well... I'll take a strike away, I guess. $15 health. I'm gonna die. Okay, I was at least hoping it was this guy. Maybe I should have played the flex there. See what we can do this turn. Yikes. Power cards don't make him any stronger, so I could play that. Can I avoid being killed off here? That's 16 exactly. So we should be able to. We have to take him out next turn, though, and I don't know if we have the ability to do it. I mean, here's where we play the flex potion for sure. There we go. You know what they should do is mix Dexter New Blood storyline, a Resurrection storyline, and a Dexter book. I will check that out and read it. Maybe. I don't think they've done like even characters that were included in the show. I don't think any of them were from the books outside of the first season. Do we want loop? Yes. I think it could work. I don't know how they ended things in the book though, so that's probably a big factor. Like, I never read the last Dexter book. I assume they're done with it. I don't know if I haven't checked up on the book side of things in a while, so I don't know if how they ended things or if it's like still ongoing. Honestly, when I got Dexter is Dead from the title, I'm like, okay, this is the last one because it's telling me he's dead. But then they made another one, and I was like, oh, I guess he's not dead. Yeah, I feel like the title for that one was like misleading. I'm like, you gave me the impression he was not gonna be in more books going forward. Yeah, they made other books afterwards. I'm like, that feels like a bait and switch with a title choice there. But I mean, if it worked, like Resurrection as far as a book plot, I think could work. But New Blood, I don't know. Despite like the whole retconning of the end of New Blood, it still is not a move or a show that I overly get behind. It also feels kind of irrelevant now that we just like retconned everything out of what happened with Angela. We're just like, we don't need this character anymore. 19 is kind of low. Is that too low? Do that. We'll see if we survive this fight. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that, and then that. Okay. I think we're pretty well on track. I was a little worried coming to this fight, but we kind of got control of it. I think the extra focus really helped. And also low health actually is preferable for this boss fight. Nice. I kind of wanted to do an all-for-one claw thing, but bias cognition is hard to turn away from too. Problem is you can't play it too early. You get kind of caught if you do. We'll do all for one. Plasma, empty cage, astrolab. These are all like average to me. None of them really stick out. We'll do the nuclear battery. All right, we do need to try to face you if we're gonna do the key. Some electrodynamics would have been nice in this fight. Maybe you should have knocked someone else down because he wasn't going to deal me any damage anyway. Nice. All right, we're good now. When do you think we'll get an official teaser trailer or a trailer for Scream 7? I'm trying to remember the date for Scream 7. I know it's what, Q1 next year, but I don't remember exactly. I know 5 came out in like January, which was wild, but it worked for them. I would say maybe around like Halloween. Like when you're in the Halloween vibes, you're promoting a movie that while it's not out for Halloween, it's giving you that kind of sense. Especially if it's just, we're talking teaser. I think by Halloween would be a good time. All right, this guy could become a problem here. There we go. Nice. I do have the mall bank. Do we want to spend it or do we keep rolling until later on? We can probably wait. February 27th. Yeah, I mean, I don't, maybe it's a little early if I said like October. because that's January and all of February, all of December. Well, as I said, if we're just saying teaser, if they do one, I think that time like still works. I'd expect more of like a full trailer, maybe around like Christmas time. You know what movie I haven't heard about in a while is have we gotten any more news on the whole like Thanksgiving sequel? Curious about that one. Problem with Consume is you need to get more orb slots somehow, but we'll grab it still. No, I won't do that. That was probably a few too many times to try to get gold. Yeah, Thanksgiving sequel's happening. Do we have a date on it? I think that's what I'm not positive on. This is kind of tempting because if I play FTL, then All for One before Beam Cell, it allows me to get the extra card again. I think that's the move to go with. When did the first Thanksgiving come out? It was, I think, around the Thanksgiving time period. It's been a few years, though. It was like 2022, maybe. It's in pre-production right now. All right. I assume we're getting Dempsey back. I mean, he's not doing Original Sin, obviously. On IMDb, cool. That's normally pretty reliable. We gotta hit him with that. That's a lot of damage otherwise. Yeah, this guy's got to go quickly at this point. Nice. Just barely got him. Health is kind of low, though. Yeah, we should rest. We do need to get that red key, but not yet. Well, we played everything. I don't know how beneficial it was. The orbiter would be a nice relic to pick up, but don't know if we'll get that lucky. Ooh, Glacier. Do I want that? I mean, it gives me a couple more frost options. Doesn't really fit with my build of trying to get 0 cost cards, but we'll grab it. I meant to grab the other key. That's definitely not a worthwhile relic in comparison to what we could get next round. That's all right. I mean, if I make that mistake again, we're not going to be able to even face the heart. But ooh, left we do have the shop, but right we need to kind of heal. I'm really excited to see how Damian Leone will end the art or story to this Terrifier 4 franchise. Can't wait. I'm not like huge into Terrifier. In fairness, I have seen parts of 2 and 3. I've never seen the first one. I did get to watch the a few of the people were at the convention I went to a couple months ago, and they seem like cool guys. But I've not gotten super into it. I mean, I feel like a lot of Terrifier is like very like gore focused, which even though I like enjoy Saw and stuff like that, I don't feel like I like it strictly because it's like gory. I enjoy a lot more of the plot points in it. But it seems like they got more of a story as the Terrifier franchise went on, if I am correct there. Coming on October 2026, it's in pre-production right now. I mean, people love that. Like, honestly, that is probably the modern like horror franchise. If I had to name one of like currently going on, that's probably the answer. Like, I don't think I can name another one that's like an active modern day version of something that is that beloved. Like, even if you go into like a Halloween store, I feel like despite it being kind of edgy, there's art stuff all over the place. Do we want to draw here, or do we want to... Hey, Brian, how's it going, man? Hope you're having a great Saturday. Just doing some Slay the Spire, talking, I guess, mostly horror-related stuff in chat. But hope your day's been solid thus far. Great to have you in here. How did your, did you wind up having your, like, presentation stuff that you had been planning for previously? I mean, we'll face an elite. If we die, we die. Not to quote Rocky IV, but... Not the best time to draw all for one. I think that's probably it. Just introducing a reality I'm hosting. Okay. Oh, you had to give a short speech at a picnic. That's right. I mean, that's still... I mean, isn't that a thing that public speaking is like people's like deepest fear for a lot of people? Like it's... Death comes like after public speaking. Which I get. I feel like people that answer public speaking, they're more afraid than death, didn't realize death was an option on the table. I feel like that's just something you didn't consider. Like, oh, you gave me the option between death and public speaking, and I chose death. I feel like they just like, what's your biggest fear? They just naturally would have said public speaking. We'll do that first, see where we're at. We're mostly blocked. I think we have to attack this guy pretty heavily, so... have you seen the Terrifier video game trailer? Really? Terrifier? I talked about the Hellraiser trailer that we got recently. But Terrifier is... that one is news to me. It's harder to talk to one person in a room for me. For me, I would disagree. I do better in one-on-ones than with a wide audience. Are we going to be able to beat him this turn? Just barely. Okay, we already have one consume. I don't feel like 2 is worthwhile. I'm kind of bummed that this one's upgraded, though. We'll just take the health. I'm going to have to decide if I want to heal after this fight, which I probably am going to, based on how much health I have right now, and we're taking damage. You have to have confidence in what you say to speak to room people. Yeah, I mean, I'm probably mixed on my confidence level. I would agree that if you're willing to do it in some capacity, you're fine with it. Whether or not you're good at it is a different story. I would not say I'm good at public speaking, but I'm fine with doing it. But I would still prefer like a more intimate one-on-one, given the option. Yeah, we'll take the defend here. I feel like I'm probably that way with like friend groups too. Like if you're like, hey, do you want to come to a party? Or do you want to have like, I don't know, a board game night or something where it's like less people? I feel like you get more like actual quality time with somebody when it's less crowded. But that's just my personal choice probably. Well, it's a little late to get all these claws, but we'll try to get more. Who we facing? You could be a problem if I don't choose to heal here. But we'll take the ruby key. We'll take a chance. I don't think we're going to be able to beat the heart, though, because we don't have really much of a block strategy. We have some frost. I was kind of afraid of that. I want my idea to propagate as many ears and eyes as possible. That makes sense. I mean, it feels probably more valuable if there's more people you're connecting with. There's more of a purpose behind it. Problem if we... Well, yeah, let's dual cast first. Do I want to take any of these? We'll do the power potion. Maybe I should have done it at the beginning of the turn. Yeah, capacitor. Kind of need one of those in my deck permanently. Okay, probably should just attack this guy. We're kind of low on health. Let's hope the frost can kind of carry us against this guy, because it's going to start hitting for a lot more damage. Well, we could be screwed. That was not ideal. We're just going to take all the potions now. All right, at this point, do we just say, screw these guys, let's go for him? I think so, but I don't know if we're going to really be doing damage fast enough for it to be helpful. We're fully blocked, so... the problem with not killing them is that they continue to hurt you this fight. Also can't play Glacier and All for One. Yeah, we'll go for this guy. I think we have to go for All for One, draw stuff back. Probably do that. Okay. Bit of overkill, but I think we were kind of close to dying there. It's called on YouTube Terrifier the Arcade Game official demo trailer. Interesting. Did that come out with Comic-Con too? I have not paying attention to that. I mean, old school like arcade horror games are a good time. Like the old like 8-bit or whatever Jason stuff. Okay, yeah, we turned this fight around, so maybe we didn't need to play all the potions, but we did anyway. Came on YouTube 1 month ago. Really? I don't know why I wouldn't have heard of it. I'll look it up after streaming, but I have not heard of a Terrifier arcade game. Okay, of course, after I just picked up the power card, the enemy that benefits from that is our boss here. I know we had the, what was it, the Halloween retro game and Ash first, or like Evil Dead as well. I am looking forward to the Terminator 1 coming out next month. I don't even know if we have a price for it yet. But the trailer kind of sold me on that one. Definite Claw. I really wish we got Electrodynamics, but we did not. Maybe next turn. Fortunately, the guy I chose to attack has the least amount of health. Or the least amount of damage he's doing to me. Alright, he's dead, so let's move on to somebody else. Actually kind of worked out. The electrodynamics is like huge against these guys. Anything with like multiple enemies, that card is a savior. Okay, by 1 health, he's gonna bring these 2 back. And we have no electricity here. That actually is okay. We have them set up to be beat on this next turn. Do we want recursion? We just have 1. Yeah, we also never upgraded Zap or Dual Cast. Kind of a bummer. Time to just spend all of the money. In terms of money, we have no money. But realistically, this kind of was a bad shot. But I don't know if we're going to need much more cash than that anyway. I mean, this doesn't help a whole lot going forward. We'll grab it. Why not? All right. Move on. Try to find the next shop. All right, I need to remember to grab the blue key. I kind of heavily regret not getting it at the previous spot, but is what it is. Well, we're fully blocked. We're just not doing anything this turn. It's probably not worth playing that now. Let's block. Left has another shop, the right has another rest stop. Could hit a shop with those question marks, but we also could just get the guy with 1,000 health. I can't stand that curse, so I don't think we want that. Yeah, we'll upgrade some of our other stuff now. I kind of forgot that I do have cracked core, so technically leaving an orb slot is a good idea. This guy's such a pain. It's fine, I guess. It's not, but it's really all I could have done. I feel like we haven't done anything this fight, but he is somehow actually somewhat low on health. All right, hopefully this turn. You're back? All right, cool. We are slowly getting towards the end. I don't know if we have really enough of a synergy in this fight. I did check it out for a bit. I need to hop back in. I know you said it was more so favorable towards controller than keyboard. So I need to give that a try. I feel like I have not like optimized using my controller when it comes to Steam games. I think I figured out a little bit with using it with Bluetooth, but I think I mentioned this last time. It being plugged in is not, for some reason, does not overly work. What do we want to do here? Probably you. But yeah, I need to dive back in and check it out a little bit more too. We'll take the sapphire key. I don't think we have the ammunition to beat the heart, but we will try. Should be using one of these. Oh no. Yeah, we'll do that. It is probably good to play instead of throwing away potions, since we do heal from it also. You officially sold 10 copies? Congrats, that's awesome. As somebody who's like very much so in the like celebrating small like victories, or at least what seems like small. I mean, honestly, if I sold 10 copies of like, if I had 10 copies of something that I made that people wanted, that would feel awesome. Because I feel like even just doing YouTube where I'm not, I mean, I guess I'm making videos, but like actually creating something that didn't exist before would be such a cool feeling. We're definitely not going to give up 1,000 gold, but that's awesome. I hopefully continue to just keep going on from there too. Yeah, we're not gonna swap out that gold for that relic. I feel like whether it's YouTube or like making a game and stuff like that, word of mouth is such a hard like initial barrier to have, because if you don't have an established reputation, it's hard to like be given a chance. We are gonna be hurting bad here. Actually, it didn't turn out too poorly. Yeah, it's gonna be on the little resume. I mean, that's a good conversation point for. That would catch my eyes. So like, tell me a little bit about this. I don't love the direction of this fight right now. Surprised he's not attacking me. I kind of planned for him to be doing so. This fight's definitely going on way longer than it should. I pieced together, honestly, I vibe coded a lot of it. I mean, that's still impressive, even if you like used a lot of existing tools to kind of be smart on their own. I feel like being able to learn how to do that on its own is still a challenge. Can we beat him this next turn? I mean, those don't help a whole lot when he's only taking 1 damage. Yikes, another 45. Weakening would have been nice there. Your expertise came in real handy, especially debugging. I mean, that's nice when you can like combine. I should have not actually put that one front. Combine like your like educational background with something that you enjoy doing as like a passion. Okay, finally we have taken him down. Now that I have no health. Gotta heal. I guess that pillow kind of came in clutch there. Yeah, we'll just give you a strike. I don't have a whole lot of like really great cards. What's worth doing? Should we heal here? I think healing is probably the right answer, but tempted to not at the same time. I mean, we can play both of our potions and then get a lot of health back. I can loop. BRB, no problem, man. All right, let's see how we do. Thinking this. Yeah, we're just gonna play everything. Do we want to play the ritual or do we want to save it? We'll take it. Maybe it'll be better potions on the other side. It's 29, 35. We're fully blocked, so we might as well just go for them, and we'll, by default, beat them next turn. I want consume, but this is too hard to pass on that. Like, there's so many cards that came up with that. I think we're just gonna stop there. All right, we kind of got this fight under control. I maybe didn't need to play the cultist potion. Yeah, this guy's toast. I do think we still will not fare well against the heart, though. Probably would have been nice to get that pen nib instead of the ink bottle. But ink bottle kind of works with claws also. Okay, we can kind of indulge a little bit here. Yes, 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 yes. I don't really like the Gambler's Brew as a potion. If I'm being real, not one I overly shoot for at any point. All right, let's run it. Let's see how we do. Try to do as far as we can with this one. Yeah, I was hoping for electrodynamics on first turn. Problem is the pillow doesn't really help us like the pentagraph would, where we would get like all of our health back. All right, that's a swing of 6, whereas that's going to be what? A swing of 4. So I should look at guy on left here. Is the right answer? Kind of wish I had the mummified hand too. Although if I weaken one of them, should I weaken guy on right? Because then that would be probably better. Well, there goes my energy. Do I think I'll get a potion or do I not? We'll wait for now. Okay, here starts the struggle. Gonna want to play all for one, so we're gonna have to not play consume. Do I want ball lightning or cold snap in there? Kind of a decent turn. I don't know if we're doing the damage distribution appropriately or not, but let's flip back over to you. I mean, we're hanging around. I don't know if these guys you really want to hang around too long against, but we're doing electrodynamics is a little bit late, but it came eventually. All right, let's do that first, see what happens. Oh, I can hit him with that, then flip over and go here. Or you know what? That'll be 14. I kind of want the guy on the right to have beam cell on him so I can hit him for more damage next turn. But this guy needs to go. Problem is if I do that, I'm going to take some damage here. Well, it'd be 16 or it'd be 14. How much is frost for me right now? It's 4, right? So it'd be at 13. I mean, that may be the right answer still. A little torn on the ordering I should do this. I think we just go that way. He's now dead. And actually, we are fully blocked. Have you ever seen the Toolbox Murders 1 through 2 movies? I have not. I'm impressed by your backlog of like movies. Because I have not heard of a ton of the ones that you've mentioned, but I'm assuming I get kind of the vibes of what that one's probably about. I'm not liking this turn. Is it worth playing a potion to try to do some damage? I mean, I just need to do 25 and you have vulnerable on you, so only need something for like 17 damage. Don't know the odds of me getting something that high. Well, the fire potion actually. Well, no, the vulnerable is not going to stack with that, so that's not going to help me. Because that's only doing 35 then. We'll risk it. I don't think Streamline's going to be enough. I think it's just short. Because that's going to be like 22. Blizzard, I don't know how much frost I have. 1. Just 1. So I mean, Streamline's the answer, but... Oh, actually we're good. Disregard my math entirely. Now, hopefully I get another potion. And we did. It was not as great, but still. Scrape, I've kind of been hoping we would get that. Definitely picking that up. These movies are on Tubi. I say this all the time, but I feel like I need to check out Tubi more. The problem is I feel like when you have the things that you do pay for, Tubi's free, obviously. So I'm like, Tubi will always be there. Just watch it when, you know, when you don't have the paid for stuff. So I always like kind of put off Tubi, but probably should actually jump into it at some point soon. We never got anything that made us have more orbs, unfortunately, so where's that? I can hit that and then just play defend now. Ooh. Planned on playing strike, but all right, what do I want to throw? Either one of these. I guess we can wait to decide. Yeah, let's wait on that one. But yeah, I feel like when you have like Netflix or, you know, any streaming service, just like, oh, I need to get my value's worth of this one, so then you don't take advantage of the one that's always there for free. But I definitely need to. Yikes. This one's gonna hurt. Do we throw the weak potion now? Maybe we'll wait on the vulnerable. What would be the next 3 spin-off shows Dexter related would you like to see after the Trinity Killer show? I mean, originally when I thought of like, hey, give us a spin-off of Dexter, Lundy's the one that originally came to mind, which maybe they'll do that, I realized, with Trinity, because technically he hunted down Trinity like in other parts of the country. So maybe we'll get a Lundy cameo anyway in Trinity's spin-off. What other 3? I don't think we need to do the Brian Moser thing. I think we got enough of that in Original Sin. I mean, my bias says something like Miguel, obviously. I don't know if there's that much interesting stuff there, though. I guess him and his brothers may have had stuff, but I mean, Isaac Serco comes to mind. Obviously, we're not going to get that actor for multiple reasons, but yeah, I do too. I think Isaac Serco may be a little bit too niche for like non-hardcore Dexter fans to appreciate as a spinoff. I think the problem is when you do spinoffs, you tend to favor towards picking characters that are like popular as opposed to like ones that a lot of fans really enjoy. So that's the problem with like anything from season 5 to 8 on. I think they would be weary of making a spinoff of. But I don't think you can really do Harrison anymore, because I imagine with all this going on, it'd be tough to still do that. I don't know. Would Dokes be interesting as a spinoff? Maybe. I mean, some of those may be my answers. Like Lundy, I would say, but he may be ready to kind of take in. And Dokes would be one. Yeah. Serco, I think I would love, but there's like no chance they would pick that. I think the problem is we got like Deb was. We pretty much got her story in Dexter. Like she was kind of like the second main character almost. So I don't know if there's enough interesting stuff there. I mean, maybe when she's doing like the whole like Vice stuff when the show starts, but we're probably gonna get that in Original Sin, I would say. So I think Deb indirectly, whenever you have Dexter stuff, Deb's gonna be in it. So the original show has her, and I think Original Sin's gonna have plenty of her. So I think she's kind of covered. Any of the 3 Morgans were mostly covered. I guess Harry does have more backstory, but I don't think we need to go down that further. Yeah, I mean, I think Dokes, Lundy, Serco, probably the ones I would say. Maybe like a Lumen, because she like bailed and then she went back to her life and we're like not sure what happens with her. So maybe she has like other stuff that takes place when she goes back home. Quinn could work. Quinn could certainly work. I don't think you can use Desmond Harrington anymore though, because he's kind of older at this point and he's kind of in the same retirement phase Batista is nearing, or like he's nearing the point that Batista's at. Rita, I don't think there's enough there. I feel like people kind of criticize Rita for being somewhat boring, and I think that lends itself to not being something that they would probably do much with. Angel could work. That one I agree with. Right, we are fully blocked, so no reason to do anymore. We don't have any thorns, which would be huge against this guy. There's really no reason not to play this now. Alright. Vogel, I don't know. That one would depend for me. Okay, what do we want to do here? Yikes. He's got 42. And, well, we do have to go for the eyes, but the problem is he has the artifacts. But we could hit him with Beam Cell, and then a couple go for the eyes, so he would be weak, at least for this turn. Curious if we need that, though. If we pop this... That... I mean, we could still weaken him. It's probably the move. Save our health as much as possible. I think Vogel's not sure with that one for me. It would probably depend on like what the story was about. All right, where are we at right here? This guy is toast. I think we actually somehow pulled this off. I don't want to speak until it's officially over, but that was kind of wild. I mean, this point, the defect kind of is easier to, do well with on not high ascensions. Kind of weird timing. We got exactly 112 on the dot there for that game. I mean, Masuka would have to be like a buddy cop, like some kind of comedy related, right? I also, honestly, I think that Masuka would be like tough as like the main character because like his laugh and stuff is funny and his jokes are funny. But if the entire show was like had that going on, like literally every like 2 seconds, if we get the little like, I would have strangled him by the end of that. So I think he works well in small doses. I don't think having full Masuka would be enjoyable to have on screen. Prado, I think I could work if you did stuff with his brothers and stuff. The problem is Prado wasn't too dark in his past, but if you're trying to do like a court crime drama, Prado could work. All right, well, we actually surprisingly beat that one. All right, I may I don't even go super long today. I may wind up calling it there though, and so that way I can eventually check out the episode 4 tonight and put together some thoughts on it. Hannah spinoff, Chris, you have just become J-Dev's best friend. Just he will sign the check for it. I don't think I think you mentioned J-Dev the other day that what's her name? Yvonne Strahinsky, whatever her name is. Strahovski. She's in other stuff that I think you mentioned, but I don't think I really know her from other stuff. Maria spinoff. I mean, maybe. The hard part is Maria, obviously we have an ending for her, so she's not, you can't do her later years. And a lot of these characters, a lot of the Miami Metro people, we're going to get in Original Sin. Like, they're kind of almost getting their spinoff. So you either have to pick characters who aren't in Dexter a whole lot to give them something interesting, like Trinity, potentially, or like Lundy. Or you have to pick somebody old who has like a big past that you can like revisit, like Lundy once again. Yeah, Yvonne Strahovski. The Tomorrow War. Have I not seen that? That name sounds super familiar, but I may be thinking of that like Tom Cruise movie where he like goes back in time a bunch of times. That's not it, is it? I think I'm thinking of Edge of Tomorrow, I think is what it was called. Actually, I think that movie had like multiple titles because the first one they didn't love. Amazon Prime movie with Chris Pratt. Yeah, I've debated like doing another like month of the Prime shows, but I have not done so thus far. I need to finish. I had it on my top 10, The Legend of Vox Machina, so I need to continue that because I think season 3 is out, and I did not wind up watching that one yet. All right, let's quit out of this and bounce over here. But yeah, as I said, probably a little shorter stream today. We still went a few hours though, so not like extremely short. But I will take the time to check out Dexter episode 4 and put together a review for that one. I don't know exactly what day it'll be out. Ideally, I would get it like tomorrow, but I'm not fully sure. So within the next like couple days, my episode 4 review will be out. So I'm looking forward to it. It sounds like it's going to be a good episode. And hopefully it just continues that way. And hopefully we get many more seasons of more Michael C. Hall as Dexter. But yeah, as I said, I'll also keep an eye on if there's more like Comic-Con stuff. Although Sunday is pretty much a dead day when it comes to like Comic-Con activity. The one year I went, I feel like everybody was like heading out and taking flights Sunday morning, so they didn't bother to even like do much. So I'm doubting there's much more really to come out of that stuff, but we'll keep an eye on it either way. Appreciate it, Chris. Yeah, I hope I wind up enjoying it too. I wasn't as high on episode 3 as a lot of people, so we'll see with episode 4 if that happens again or if I join the club with that one. The sooner you get, the more views it gets. I agree. It's definitely, I'm fully conscious of like, if I was wanting to do things like efficiently, having my review like Thursday night or like Friday morning, whatever you want to call it, at like 1 a.m. or whatever it is, would certainly yield the best results. And that probably was partially what happened with Original Sin when that came out. I was pretty adamant in like getting those out right away after the airing that happened for everybody. So it definitely helps to get out right away because people are wanting to search it. They want to talk about it and all that kind of stuff. So, but still trying to do it on at least getting it before the next episode comes out. So we'll see. I want to probably try to get back to doing it a little bit better schedule wise, but I kind of, in my mind, I'm like, did I get it out at least? All right, we have it done. So hopefully the next few weeks will be a little bit easier to accomplish that, though. They made a Dexter Resurrection comic book. But really? That's awfully fast. I mean, I guess I don't know. That probably doesn't take super long to make because, I mean, comic books are relatively short, but kind of cool. Yeah, Chris, take it easy, man. But yeah, I'll be heading out and we'll see. As I said, on the last stream, I don't know if there's a whole lot of stuff content wise that I'll be putting out sometime soon. Like, yeah, I agree. Definitely good to balance. Like I mentioned earlier, I was gonna do a review for the this Bakugo figure, but take it easy, JDev. But I'm not sure. I feel like that my setup doesn't really like promote having like figure reviews super well right now. But maybe I'll do a short on it. We'll see. But cool figure though. So if anyone interested, definitely grab it. But other than that, we have the Dexter review. I don't think there's a whole lot upcoming planned beyond like Dexter stuff going on. So maybe that means I'll do more streaming stuff and try to find some more fun ideas that are somewhat engaging or more variety other than what I've done thus far, like doing like the bracket fight stuff like that. So either way, appreciate anyone hanging out for a bit or watching in the future. Means a lot. Definitely, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, definitely subscribe and join in the future as well. So thanks again for anyone hopping in. Chris, Lex, JDev, Bryant, Eli, buying at the beginning as well. Awesome to always have people in here and engaging and just talking about stuff that we enjoy talking about. So other than that, catch you guys next time. Take it easy.